Hi, Doc Mel. Hi, everyone. My name is Iman, and for FMA3, I'll be evaluating the social marketing and social mobilization efforts of PANTAY using the rubric or scorecard I developed in FMA2. So in my FMA2, I developed the following framework or rubric that can be used to evaluate social mobilization and social marketing programs. So there are five components. First, the project design and the relevance of the program. So by looking at the overall structure of the program as well as its timeliness in responding to the needs of the intended audience, we can determine if the project is successful in its objectives. Second, we can look at the reach and effectiveness of the program. So, was the program able to reach the intended audience and through what means? Third, was it efficient in its use of resources? So, was it creative enough to think out of the box in employing strategies to achieve its intended purpose? Fourth is impact and inclusivity. So, how different are the lives of the community now or after the implementation of the program? Or was it successful in ensuring that the program is accessible to all? And finally, sustainability. Or is the program capable of following through with its gains over a period of time? So, given these five components, I'll now return to the subject of my FMA1, which is the social mobilization and social marketing programs of Pantay, and evaluate them using the five components. So, to recall, Pantay is short for the Philippine Discrimination Alliance of Youth Leaders. It was established in 2016 as a group of young Filipinos campaigning for the passage of the Anti Discrimination Bill in the 17th Congress. It pushes for four gender transformative policies, which includes SOGI Equality Now, and Hate Crime Now, Gender Recognition Now, and Marriage Equality Now. Pantay has several programs that I enumerated in my FMA1, including Project GAZE or Make Philippine Schools Inclusive, LGUs for Equality, Equal Allies, Project Rainbow Agenda, various social media activations, collaborations, and merchandise, and health caravans, which includes free testings. They also conduct mentoring and workshops for various youth groups and other organizations. So, in the interest of time, I'll go over the following efforts initiated by Pantay, and proceed to evaluate them based on the framework or rubric I developed. So the first project is Project GAZE. So Project GAZE means the Project Gender Equality Index for schools, and it introduced the Rainbow Report Card. So the latest update for this program is that for the second phase, it aims to develop and implement a Rainbow Handbook, a toolkit to outline how schools can become more gender responsive based on the Rainbow Report Card's indicators. So to evaluate this program, again, I go back to the components. The design and relevance, I'll give it a 5. The project design is well thought out with the vision of having a visible scorecard that can be used to determine best practices as well as gauge what can still be improved. It's relevant and timely as this generation of learners are becoming more open about their SOGI and calling for the creation of more safe spaces for them. The reach and effectiveness can still be improved. Right now, updates on where the project has reached is limited to urban cities such as Manila and Cebu. It would help if it could reach out to more schools and universities nationwide. The efficient use of resources could also be improved. It could do more to maintain its online assets, online pages, and monitor its implementation, as well as allow more people to access the metrics of the Rainbow Report Card. So, right now, there are organizations that share the QR code and the Project Gaze Kit, but it's not accessible directly at the Pantay website or any of its social media pages. The impact and inclusivity is very good. The program is meant to change the perception of SOGI, especially in schools where students should be able to feel safe and are free to be who they are. And its sustainability is also very good. The idea of the program for having a scorecard is a way of saying that it will always be evaluated and therefore should be able to improve upon its previous scores. So having the program done in phases emphasizes as well that this is not a one-time thing. Overall, I will give this program a 23 out of 25. The next program is LGUs for Equality, which aspires to make local anti discrimination offices functional, accessible, and responsive to the needs of the gender diverse constituents of local areas. The latest update for this is that Pantay has conducted programs such as Better Barangay or Cultivating Safe and Inclusive Barangays in San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, a capacity building training program for barangay officials. And last November, it has recognized efforts of six partner LGUs who continue to push for genuine LGBTQIA plus um, rights inclusion in their localities. So, tangent to this, a new leadership support network was introduced called the Power Network. It's the first ever network of all queer leaders, and it convenes LGBT elected local leaders across the Philippines. So, to evaluate this program, the design and relevance of the project is clear. It looks into ADOs of LGUs and determines how it can best serve the constituents in the area. However, it's not clear through the information available online what kind of interventions are being introduced and how the ADOs are assessed. The reach and effectiveness is very good. The reach of the program is wide and it taps into elected leaders and gaining more support for the cause. It acknowledges them through a leadership night and shines a spotlight on what they have done to present as best practices, which also boosts not only morale but camaraderie and solidarity. Its efficient use of resources is also worth noting. Engaging with this many LGUs with limited resources is no small feat. Being able to tap into the local leaders, as many as the local leaders they have, makes the project possible. And inclusivity could be improved. Having a responsive and active ADO in an LGU could mean the world of difference, especially in times of need. So it could do more actually to for them to advertise or make aware why ADOs are important or help LGUs improve the visibility of such services. So for sustainability, the program is all about ensuring that ADOs of LGUs are responsive. However, it can do more by institutionalizing certain best practices or documenting such practices so that more localities or more LGUs can do the same in their own areas. So the overall score is 22 out of 25. Lastly, the program I want to evaluate is the Rainbow Agenda. Works to mainstream LGBTQIA plus issues and discussions in the upcoming 2025 midterm elections by holding local and national candidates forums. So last month, it held the Harapan sa Diliman, a senatorial forum on the equality agenda, which is the first of its kind to put gender and youth related concerns at the forefront of electoral discussions. Recently, Pantay also filed an election complaint against Pasig Representative Sia for sexist remarks, which Pantay claims that is a violation of the Safe Spaces Act and the COMELEC's anti-discrimination and fair campaigning guidelines. It emphasized that misogynistic statements such as the ones made by Sia undermines the progress we've already made in fostering safer election discourse. So to evaluate this program, for the design and relevance, the project is very timely because of the upcoming midterm elections. Reach and effectiveness is also very good. Take, for example, the immediate reaction and sanctions made against Sia and his sexist remarks. So eventually, the COMELEC also issued several show cause orders to more individuals and candidates, violating the Safe Spaces Act and or are reported to use discriminatory remarks in their campaign rallies. The efficient use of resources could be improved. The project continues to partner with allies and institutional orgs to cast a wider net that includes everyone. From LGUs to schools and even national government agencies, they continue to tap every member of their network to make the program possible. Impact and inclusivity is also worth noting. The project has a potential to trigger a ripple effect, especially after its partnership with COMELEC and the Commission on Human Rights. The result of the partnership is visible to everyone as covered by media, and one that makes clear that we should not take for granted the issues of socio equality, and that one should be careful in setting aside or violating such rights. It sends a clear statement that there is no place for misogyny and discrimination in our current society. And lastly, for sustainability, it's a perfect five in this for the reason that in the long run this is something that we can do again or can be done again if not already institutionalized, to have more teeth not just during the elections um, but in all places or in all avenues where decisions are made. So overall, this program is a 24 out of 25. Pantay's vision is clear. It's equality for all. And this is what animates every project that they roll out. The projects of Pantay evolve based on the needs of the community. So, as an organization, they actively engage with their stakeholders to come up with meaningful and impactful interventions that are not just one offs. Pantay sets an example on how to lobby for policies that create social good and mobilize people and organizations around them to create change. I hope that many more follow their suit. So that's all from me. You can follow Pantay on their socials. So thank you very much for listening.